basically people became more widely aware of us after, on the first day of the Freshers' Fair, we did an Instagram post basically advertising our presence at the fair. The same people who were encouraging people to pile onto Exeter Students for Life, I think, shared a story of our post or something, encouraging other people to go and have a look at us. So that's when the online pile-on started, and we started getting a lot of abuse on Instagram. And I think it was that kind of really spread the publicity of, we were at the fair. And yeah, so then on the second day of the Freshers' Fair, well, the SU asked if they could put a content warning by our stall. That was fine. They asked stalls around us, are you happy being next to the pro-life stall? Some of them moved. And were replaced by other societies like Oxford Students for Liberty. Around the middle of the day, a group of 4 students came and sort of stood in front of our stall and tried to block people coming to the stall. Then they left, and they came back with a big black wheelie bin and started putting all the content on our stall, these sort of leaflets that we were handing out, and yeah, put it in the bin. The 2 committee members who were on the stall tried to sort of take things and put them behind the stall so they wouldn't go to the bin. But then they came behind the stall and started tearing down all the posters on the sort of backboard and shoved them in the bin, and then tried to leave. One of the people on the stall tried to retrieve the bin and alerted security, and we got it back, and the stall was all sort of rebuilt and everything. So, I'm not sure we managed to recover everything. A lot of it was sort of torn. Yeah, and that was the incident. It was really, I think it was really distressing for particularly one of the people on the stall. Who said she felt really sort of scared and threatened, and it was just a thoroughly unpleasant experience. There's been a continuation of the online abuse until we decided to turn off all the commenting on our Instagram, which we don't normally want to do because we want people to engage with us even if they disagree with us. But when it turns into sort of several hundred comments saying we should have been aborted or things like that, that's just not really acceptable, and it's damaging. And there are also sort of personal comments on the Instagram post we've done introducing the committee, really, really horrible comments about, us personally. So I made the decision to sort of turn off all the commenting on Instagram until everything dies down. It's really, really important to us. And it's such a comfort because we know that if the SU weren't forced by the university to give us a platform, they would not. They would do everything in their power to try and get rid of us. And we do actually know that before the Freshers' Fair, I think the Oxford Blue, which is a student newspaper, reported that the SU had tried to get rid of us and had been told by the university that if they did so, they would cancel Freshers' Fair, which was quite nice to hear that our freedom of expression is that important. The individual colleges have been really good as well. So we held our first speaker event on Tuesday, which was Hobby and New Culture, talking about abortion and ideological neocolonialism in Africa. And that was at St. John's College, and they were really, really good, both about sort of wanting to make absolutely sure that the event could go ahead and eliminating all risk of there being protests at the event. And they gave us sort of ample security. So yeah, officially the university has been sort of amazing. It's just the student body that seems to increasingly think that disagreeing fundamentally with the way people decide to live and the things they decide to do is a kind of violence to them, and therefore they have the right to silence us. But they don't, and we're not going to back down. To just stay calm and kind and not back down. You just need to be sort of firm, but sort of don't rise to bait, which is a problem I sometimes have. but yeah, you're in the right, I think. And even if people disagree with you, it's good to be fostering discussion about these issues, especially from like a feminist perspective. Like these kinds of things affect women so profoundly. And what the pro-choice view kind of fails to consider is that it's, even if you do say, oh, it's the woman's choice, the woman then has to go on and make that choice. And that's really, really difficult. And if we're not talking about the sort of ethical issues involved in abortion, like we're just not equipping women to kind of make a choice that they could, regret for the rest of their lives. And that could cause them an immense amount of pain. So, whether or not people agree with you, I think what we're doing in at least like trying to foster a discussion is so, so important.